This episode of Subject Found 2-2 Murder, She Wrote was brought to you by my patrons, Janis Murray, Adam Burke, and Cynthia Waddle. Thank you for your support in allowing me to continue to bring this story to the world. One of the world's greatest mysteries was solved in Season 1, but that wasn't the only mysterious happening around the world. This season, we're off to Memphis, Tennessee to track a serial killer, but don't be fooled if you live in Alexandria, especially near the university. There are strange things happening there, too. Thankfully, Morning Wood, local DJ at the university's radio station, is here to provide the latest and strange happenings around the campus before opening the airwaves to a new featured story each and every episode, which is guaranteed to chill you to your bones. Be sure to check out Alexandria Archives, an awesome audio drama you'll find at your favorite podcatcher or at alexandriaarchives.com.
Who is out at Noncana Creek for breaking news. What do you have for us, Lisa?
Thank you, Karen. The news is truly gruesome indeed. Police aren't releasing much information at the moment, but I have spoken with a few of my sources who would only speak on conditions of anonymity, and they told me what was found here has rattled even the most experienced police investigators.
Did they give you any information on the victim?
So far, details are sketchy. Even my sources have been careful with what they're sharing. What we do know is that a body of a woman in her 30s was found along the banks of Noncana Creek just east of Harrison Yard at about 4:30 this morning. A jogger, unnamed, was out for a run when he came across the remains on the riverbank and immediately called authorities. Though no one has stated on record that this is being considered a homicide, my sources indicate the victim was killed on site. Investigators followed a trail of possible clues up the creek bank and into a tree-covered area just north of Chicago Avenue, where they found signs of what they believed to be the actual murder scene. My sources tell me the disturbed fauna indicated the victim was alive at the time and was brought down closer to the river only after she died. One source, also not wanting to be named, told me they definitely ruled out suicide.
Then they're sure this is a homicide? If that's the case, that brings the total to 2 women who have been murdered in just the past 3 weeks under suspicious circumstances. What are your sources saying about that?
Not much, at least not right now. Of course, we're being kept away and authorities have screened everything off to prevent us from seeing the scene. Whatever happened, Karen, authorities are being very careful about what they're saying and allowing us to know at this time. That's all for me now. I'll follow up as information comes in. Back to you in the studio.
Such a tragedy. Thank you, Lisa. Of course, as always, we'll keep you up to date as more information comes out.
Man, can you turn the damn
Traffic in the city
channel?
has gotten worse, as you know. And
Yo, man, no one wants to listen to that shit. Tone it down.
Wonder what else they're hiding.
Who knows? Maybe we should ask Monica.
Why'd you take the assignment if you dislike her so much?
Because YouTube videos and blogs don't pay the bills. Honey, you know I've got to take all the work I can get. Plus, I don't know, don't you think it's kind of cool to have a woman picked to do some investigative journalism in this city for a change?
Of course
it's about
I do.
Damn time.
I just don't get the hostility you show toward her. She championed your coming on board. I just thought you'd be a little more appreciative.
Ha! Appreciative of Monica.
Why not? You know, she's not the person to blame for you getting fired from Channel 13 before. There are plenty of others you could blame for that shit that happened, but Monica isn't one of them. What about the guys over at the TV station? All the bullshit you had to put up with there. I'd understand being mad at them, but you can't go blaming everyone in media because you haven't let it go or dealt with it. It's like you want to be pissed.
Well, if the men who controlled the media in this city would give people who've earned their due a shot, maybe I wouldn't be so hostile.
Girl, please. Men own the media outlets. Big deal. They own practically everything. That's not news. If women owned the media outlets and women owned practically everything, you think we'd be bending over backwards to give a man a shot? Your man-hating ways are going to bite you in the ass one of these days.
I don't hate men.
No, you don't. You just don't like or respect them.
It's not as simple as that. You know that.
I know, girl. But seriously, Monica likes you. Thinks very highly of you, in fact. She didn't bring you into work this story to cover her ass in case this case turns all upside down. You know that, right? She brought you in because you're a damn good journalist, and honestly, she's always respected your work. That's the feeling I get. So cut her some slack.
Who would have thought you'd be a straight woman's biggest cheerleader?
Why? Because I love me some of the ladies? Trust me, not hating you straight ladies makes it a hell of a lot easier to pick up the hotties during these stupid happy hour meetings. I can't stand these.
Angelique.
Oh, hey, Branson. How are you? Oh, yeah, you guys, you two don't know each other. I forgot. Janis, this is Branson Stuart. He works at the paper, too. Covers all kinds of shit for Monica. Branson,
I know
this
who
is
she
Janis.
is. Nice to meet you, Miss Herring.
Likewise, Branson.
Enjoying some drinks while on the big story?
Is that a problem? Besides, this is happy hour.
You could do with a little loosening up anyway, Branson. Join us?
No, I don't think I should. I'm working a few stories for Monica. Never could bring myself to drink on the clock. But if that's how you like to build your network, well, whatever gets you by. It seems to be working wonders for you.
What's that
Lay
supposed
off,
to mean?
Branson. I don't know what angle you're working right now, but Janis is working a hell of a story. She landed these homicide cases. Monica brought her in this week. Did you hear there was another one last night? Another woman. As gruesome as the last one.
Yeah, I heard.
You don't seem too bothered by it.
Why should I be? It's not my story to chase. Monica made sure of that. Plus, I'm sure you can appreciate me not traipsing all over your work, Miss Herring.
Yeah, thanks.
So just because this isn't your story, you don't care about it?
I didn't know them.
Wow, Branson. With all that charm and empathy, why would a woman ever divorce you?
What would you rather have me say? That I care about the murder of two strangers?
Yeah, actually a little bit of empathy toward fellow humans would be a nice thing to see from you once in a while.
Maybe he doesn't care because it was just two women.
Or maybe it has to do with the fact that Memphis is one of the most dangerous cities in the country, and if I cared about every single homicide, I wouldn't have time to do my damn job. Speaking of, how'd you get this story, Miss Herring? Sorta weird to have someone who isn't employed by the paper covering a potentially huge story like this, wouldn't you say?
Not necessarily. Doesn't the paper use contract and contributing writers?
Yeah, to come up with the latest intellectual piece on gardening or to capture the latest controversy at the farmer's market. What the paper doesn't do is bring in writers to cover high-profile murders. What gives?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Monica. She's the one who hired me.
I might.
Good for you. Hope you get the answer you're looking for.
Have a good evening, ladies.
Oh, girl, he does not like you.
That's okay. I've never been a big fan of guys like him either. He seems like a petty little asshole.
Oh, he is. Trust me. And he'll do it, too. He'll go to Monica, close the door, and give the poor woman a 20-minute lecture on why hiring you was a mistake, and how, if only he'd been given the chance, the paper would get the greatest feature ever written.
And he'd probably solve the case while he's at it.
Sad thing is, he won't let this die.
What do you mean?
Just that. He's going to be on your ass the entire time. You drop the ball on something, anything, and he'll be there to make sure Monica knows about it. You're going to need to be very methodical. You don't have room for mistakes. Just a word of advice from a friend.
Since when do we ever? This isn't my first dance with the Good Old Boys Network. You know that.
I know. But Branson, well, he's just...
A dick?
Yes, he's a dick. But he's also very focused on his career, and he doesn't like feeling threatened by what he perceives as others on an upward trajectory, if you know what I mean. He can be vindictive. I've seen it. And I don't want to see him hurt your chances to land something permanent with the paper.
Wait, what? Permanent?
Come on, girl. This isn't just about the story. This is your audition. You've got to know that.
I hadn't thought about it.
Well, you're thinking about it now. Pressure's on now, huh?
Just what I needed.
You going to be okay doing this story?
What do you mean?
I mean, this could be tough, Janis. Tough for you. Because it's so ugly. You're awesome. You know I think you are. Monica knows you are. I just worry about you because I know you. And because I care. This story could really take a toll on you. It would completely wreck me to go poking around in the details and... with all the things you've got going on, I feel like this whole story could really do a number on you.
I'll be fine, Angelique. I promise.
You'll push yourself too hard. That's what you'll do. We both know you will.
I'll be fine.
Just like every time, right?
Don't give me that. Angelique,
because you've never given me cause for concern? Ever?
Listen, I know you're just looking out for me, and I appreciate it. I do. But if you don't stop...
Don't start, Janis. You can fool Monica all day with the I'm better now charade. But I know you. I've been there, and I've seen what can happen. And I don't want that for you. This is your chance to get back into the game. And I don't want to see you lose it because you don't know when to stop or how to keep yourself in balance when the shit starts flying. Don't look at me that way. You know it will. It's just a matter of time. Who knows what this will even turn into? It could end up being a months-long, years-long investigation. And you're going to be working the feature the entire time.
Good. Maybe I can get out of debt.
I'm being serious.
And I'm not?
You're being stubborn. Oh my God, stop playing with your beer and talk to me. This comes from my heart, bitch. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Well, you're missing the mark. I don't like being babysat.
I'm not babysitting you. I'm looking out for you because my gut tells me this is going to put a strain on you. You don't like me playing Mama Bear? Fine. Then take care of yourself and stay on your damn meds and go to your appointments.
I told you I'm fine. I've been doing fine. There's been no cheating, I promise. Don't you think you would have noticed?
Yes, I would have. And I have noticed that you've been doing very well lately. But you haven't been in this race a while. And I'm reminding you because I know you. This is a pattern with you, Janis. You jump into some shit, and then you go 1,000 miles per hour, and you run yourself down, and you exhaust yourself. Especially if you find some fucked up shit.
So paranoid. Hate to tell you this, sis, but evil isn't lurking around every corner.
Tell that to Lacey Michaels.
Nichols.
Huh?
Her name was Lacey Nichols. See, you're so damn busy being paranoid about these murders that you don't even remember her name. I swear, you get too worked up about this stuff. Chill a little.
You sound like Branson.
Maybe he's right. A little. I'm not going to give him too much credit, but maybe he's right to not exhaust too much energy over 2 murders in a city that sees nearly 2,000 people per 100,000 murdered, you know?
Some gang member shooting another gang member over a turf war is a little different than 2 women with no criminal records being viciously murdered and having their fucking uteruses ripped out.
Keep it down. The police haven't released that information yet. You want everyone in the Lamplighter in on the scoop?
Then why aren't you upset?
I already told you.
What? Just because people are being shot up all over the place means the horrible shit that happened to those ladies doesn't matter?
I didn't say that.
Then what are you saying? Because let me tell you, I watched your face during that news report. I heard your voice on the phone when I called you this morning. It doesn't seem to me like you're bothered by any of this.
What do you want me to do? Jump on the mayor's desk and demand all available resources be dedicated to finding out what happened to these 2? Find out if they're, gasp, even linked? Maybe find out if we have some sick fuck of a serial killer in the city?
No, but I was saying...
Or maybe call on Monica to give me a raise and a full staff. Maybe my own secretary. That way I can concentrate solely on the story and influence 600,000 people to demand action.
Oh, come on. That's not what I'm saying
So
at
I'm
all.
not sure what exactly you expect out of me. Honestly. You're being ridiculous. Jesus, first you're worried about my health, then you're worried about that I might exhaust myself by worrying more? That's not reasonable, Angelique. Not at all. I promise I'm going to take care of myself, and I'll make all my therapy appointments. Then, or better yet, while I'm taking care of myself, as I cover this story, I'm going to keep myself emotionally distant. Want to know why? Because I want me to stay healthy. Okay? I can't do both. I can't do the best job I can while getting wound up around the axle about these killings like you are. How about I promise you something? By the time all of this is over, you won't question my investment in this story. Okay?
Where are you going? Come on, Janis. Sit down. I didn't mean to piss you off.
I'm done with my beer. And like you said, there's a story to cover, and we both know there aren't any other outlets who'll get what I can get. I've got to get to work. Marshall's here. I want to grab his attention and then get home.
Girl, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lash out.
You're scared. I get it. I do. And it's totally legitimate. You should be scared. Now let me catch up with Marshall before Branson gets to him.
You do that. Later.
On my way home now. I had to get out of that place. Too many people, too many politics. Ugh. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And it isn't how I like ending a 12-hour workday. I need to grab a few things, freshen up, get out of these clothes. Thankfully, I was able to grab Marshall before Branson did, though I did see him watching us. That was slightly rewarding. I can't lie. Anyways, Marshall didn't want to talk in the bar because the Lamplighter Lounge is way too small to keep anything secret, but he did ask if I'd meet him for coffee. I'm not going to meet up with him looking and smelling like I do. I've been on the move since Angelique's call this morning, and I'm not meeting him feeling like this. He is way too fine. Angelique. Angelique. What am I going to do with that chick? I love her to death, but she's the mother I didn't ask for, even though she's a definite step up from my real mother. I appreciate her caring like she does. I do. I don't have enough of those types of people in my life. But she can be suffocating. And I don't appreciate her bringing up my condition, especially not in some bar with peers milling around. She should have known better. Anyway, hopefully Marshall can give me some intel on these two murders. Maybe give me leads no one else has. Monica already told him I'm working for the paper in a sort of off-the-books fashion, and she's also assured me Marshall is fully on board, ready to support. I know him, a little. We go back to my time at the television station. We weren't close by any means. I didn't have the special access Monica is promising I'll have now, but I worked with him, and I like him. He's a good guy. I lied to Angelique. These murders, the city isn't ready for them. Memphis is, well, it's a city in the deep south that has high poverty and crime. I'll give you two guesses what that means in terms of the attitude we have toward violence, and the first one doesn't count. We're a violent city. Depressingly violent. We're becoming numb to people killing other people, if we weren't already. This Lacey Nichols case will scare the shit out of people when news comes out, because from the outside looking in, she's not someone you'd expect to be murdered. She doesn't fit any profiles, really. There's not even a controlling, abusive ex in the picture to pin it on. There's nothing anyone can point out and say, that's why he killed her. They're gonna lack answers and the comfort of being able to link it to a rational reason why she was killed. That's what's going to scare them. Anyways, I'm almost home and need to get ready. I'll see if I can convince Marshall to let me record our meeting, but I doubt he'll go for that. I could do it without his knowledge, but I respect him too much. Shit. Janis, erase that comment before submitting these files to Monica. God, dumbass. Well, here's hoping Marshall is able to give me something I can use. This is my story, and I'll be damned if someone is going to take it out from underneath me.
Fans, if you're loving the show, there is no time like now to head over to pulsating.com/shop and pick up the entire season for an incredibly low price. You get all the episodes, the official trailer, and the bonus alternate ending episode with your purchase. All of that money goes right back into supporting the show and hopefully helping me start work on Season 3 much earlier than I did on Season 2. If you'd like to keep tabs on this podcast, the future of this podcast, my other audio dramas to include Who Killed Julie, Diary of a Madman, or Atheist Apocalypse, head over to the website, sign up for the newsletter. The only time I release anything is when it's something important. You can do that over at pulsating.com. Subject Found is a Pulsating production, and it was scored, sound designed, and mixed by Dog and Pony Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada. To have Dog and Ponies work on your next project, head over to dogandponystudios.net. I also want to take a moment to thank the following 6 people for purchasing the full season, Season 2 of Subject Found. Every single time one of you does that, you're helping us get that much closer to being able to fund work for Season 3. So thank you to Genevieve Paquette, Cassandra Schofield, Joshua Kelton, Chase Miller, Tim Forboard, and Dave Alcock. Thank you so much. I want to take a second away from this episode to give a shout out to another wonderful member of the Fake Crafters family. This time I want to talk about Dohai, who you can find at WH1TEN0IZE on Twitter, White Noise. He's a writer and a huge audio drama fan and nerd. News, reviews, interviews from around the world of audio drama and podcasting. Always looking for new content and new creators to talk to. You can have a great conversation with Dohai by reaching out to him on Twitter, finding him on fakecrafters.com. Also, he's a writer. The upcoming season of Diary of a Madman, Season 2, is his. And boy, does he bring you a very layered, complex madman. Again, go follow White Noise over on Twitter, say hi to him, and go check out all of his blogs, his Audio Drama 101 series, and his interviews. An exceptional human being, a great friend, and it's such an honor to have him as part of the Fake Crafters family. Heather Auden plays Janis Herring. Maximilian Defoe of Thematic Podcast is Angelique Kelly. Austin Beach is Branson Stuart. Amanda McLaughlin is Karen Stiles. And Julia Schaffini is Lisa Kepler.